Brothers from Fabian Elementary. I'm Alec. This is
Eton.
That's
Jehan.
That's
Garrett.
That's
Reem.
That's
Logan.
That's
Shane.
and that's
Aaron.
We chose to research fish and more specific salmon. How salmon gets from swimming in the ocean to a plate, gets caught, goes to a processing plant, and sold to markets where people buy it. We found a problem at the processing plant, and we found a problem called cross-contamination.
The problem was a contaminated fish would pass through a conveyor belt, and then a piece of metal would deflate it, and then that diseased fish would pass on, and then another fish that has no diseases would get cut, and then that would be contaminated too, and then keeps happening, and then all of it would be contaminated.
It's called cross-contamination.
Yes.
So we found something called ozone. It is proven to clean bacteria from like fish. It's, the smell before it rains, that's the smell of ozone. And because of the color of ozone, it's what makes the sky blue. Ozone is a cleaner, greener option than chemical washes or sprays. It is made from a readily available source and can be released back into the atmosphere after it has been used. Dr. Cameron Tapp and Dr. Charles Soffer have done research on ozone washes. We want to take this a step further to include the entire processing plants.
The way this process would work would start out with the delivery of tanks of medical oxygen. These oxygen tanks would then go into a room where we would store all the oxygen tanks. Then we would hook up a couple of oxygen tanks to an ozone machine where the oxygen would be shocked with electricity and then made into ozone. Then the ozone would go into a tank where it would be liquefied so we can hold more ozone in one tank. Then later that day at night, the whole facility would be sprayed with ozone. Anything that touched the air would be sprayed. Now, one thing we would do would, at the end of the day, the workers would put a movable pipe into the machine they were working on, and then so that way when the ozone sprayed, it would then get the inside of the machine, so that way it also got cleaned. Then after the whole factory has been sprayed, all the ozone will be vacuumed out and then put in the atmosphere, because ozone helps us and protects us from harmful UV rays.
Good thing ozone does for processed fish. It kills bacteria, organisms, pathogens. It reduces spoilage of food. It decreases slime buildup on fish. Keeps a fresh taste of fish and reduces the bad smell of fish.
We tried to think of a way that ozone cleaning could be used in other places, and pretty much it can be used anywhere where you're trying to clean something with water or soap. And thank you for your time, and now we will take questions.
Okay, thank you guys. I think all these presentations have made me not want to eat dinner tonight. Gone from chicken to fish to brains, everything.
It's the first Lego League diet.
I think I liked the medical last year. Okay, so here's what I really liked. I loved your introduction at the beginning. I knew clearly who you were, where you were from, and what each of your names were, and that was really important. I'm a little unclear on I'm clear on what the problem is. Where I'm a little unclear right now is on your solution, what does ozone look like? Do you have a prototype of it?
Can I take this one?
Yes.
Great choice right there to delegate one person to talk. If you all talk together, it's hard for the judges, so that was a great decision.
This is a model of the ozone molecule. These foam balls are oxygen. Ozone is O3. This is what an ozone molecule looks like.
Make sure before you end your presentation at the real deal, you explain that and you go over your trifold. Otherwise, it's kind of added fluff if I'm looking at it, but you don't explain it. So what is your solution then? Is that, I guess I don't understand, do I go to the store to buy ozone? Is that the name of your product? Someone else want to field the question?
Yeah, Jake.
Okay, so we just want ozone to spray in the fish factories. So ozone will be on the fish and it'll clean the bacteria.
But what is it? I know it's a molecule. Is it something that you're creating? You said it could be for other uses, so can I buy it at home so that I can clean my cutting boards and stuff at home?
Yeah, you're going.
That will not be a very good idea at all. Ozone is toxic if you use too much of it. However, in small amounts it's good, but still, you don't really want to take a risk.
Okay. And I'm kind of pushing you guys on this issue that will hopefully help them when they get to the real thing. The part I'm still unclear on is ozone what you're terming the name of the product that you're creating?
Ozone is part of the atmosphere, and it's what protects us from most UV rays, which make you sunburned. But you could make it artificially by using oxygen, and now the electrical charge hits this,
Or UV.
or UV ray, and an oxygen atom floats around, then goes on another oxygen atom to make an ozone molecule.
I think you guys have a ton of research and knowledge that you've done, and I think it's totally up here. I think the one thing that I would add, you always have to pretend that your audience or your judges don't know anything about it. And you can tell you guys have worked really hard and you know the knowledge. All of this explanation right here, I think is really valuable to make sure you present in the presentation before you end it, so that it makes more sense. So do you have, so the ozone cleaning that you would be doing in the factories, how do you implement that? Is that through this right here? Through the vacuuming system
That's the
Vacuum
spraying
and
system.
and spray? Okay.
They usually just wash the fish and just clean it, but sometimes it doesn't take all the pieces of it. So after they do that, at the end of the day, everyone's going to spray ozone.
And I remember you saying that. Okay.
Not only that, but we would have sensors placed throughout the entire factory to make sure that no one is in there when it sprays. They could get killed or badly poisoned.
Okay. Really, really good knowledge on your information. Where did you guys get all of your research?
All of the
I know that you had a couple of people you mentioned in the presentation. Where are your other resources?
Okay. World Book Encyclopedia 2010 edition, article ozone. World Book Encyclopedia edition 2007, article ozone.
Okay. I can see them on there now. Thank you. Good job citing that. I want you guys to pay attention to one thing. Look where you are right now. Where are you when you started? Okay?
Rallied around the board.
So what you might want to consider is where do you want your board and who's going to move. But through the presentation, we kind of migrated over here. Make sure that you have your space and you stay at your space so you're not on top of your judges. And one thing that I would change on your trifold, I think the trifold looks good. I'm a Quest teacher, and what we always require in Quest is Quest quality standards. And looking at that one paper in the middle looks crumpled to me. I would redo that. I would also make sure your pencil, you don't have pencil in the final, that you have it outlined in marker, and maybe something labeled on that diagram, maybe something like a flow chart so that it's clear to see, because if I'm just going up and looking at it, I'm already forgetting things from your presentation because I'm not well versed in it. So if you create a flow chart and you label each part of it, I might not have had to ask some of those questions again because I could reference that.
Yes.
But great research, guys. That's very, very good.
Yeah, I did that flow chart quite some time ago. I was trying to do it really fast because we had to just get it down. We were having some practice presentations. I didn't have time to make it that yet. It just got combo bugged.
That's fine, it's room to grow, but good job, guys. One other question I have for you. Did you share your project with anyone before today?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we did at our school. We practiced the presentation with third graders,
Oh,
like
great.
the third grade classes.
And what grades are you guys?
Fifth.
Fifth and fourth.
Include that in your introduction.
Can I add on to what she said? Not only did we practice on third graders just to see what it would be like to have the judges, but we also practiced on them to try to get them to join our robotics club this year.
Awesome. Okay, guys, we are out of time. We've got another group coming in. Good job, you guys.